All right then. This could go very wrong. But if you don't try things, then you'll never know, right? So we're here. It's Thursday night. It's 8:30, a little bit later than normally on a Thursday night. But that's because tonight on the JFDI podcast, I have no guest. And I decided to do something a little bit different. So I'm just posting a link into the chat bar there. And this evening, good evening. So, somebody's watching. There's a few people watching. Hello. Hey, Vicky. How are we doing? So, yeah, we've got no guest tonight. And I thought like one of about 3 or 4 things that we can do really is I can sit and waffle on and talk a load of nonsense. Or anybody that wants to click on that link that I've popped in the chat can come into the studio, into the Hi JFDI podcast studio, virtual studio, into the green room, and can have a chat. You can listen to what I'm saying, and we can go live together. You can have a little bit of a chat. Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Juggins. It does sound like fun, doesn't it? Do you want to come and have a chat? So the idea, I thought, was anybody that's got something they want to talk about, or if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask me, or you actually just want to come in to shoot the breeze for 5 minutes, then we can see where we go. Crikey, what happened here? There's like 12 people watching. And I've not really got any banter for you. I'm totally wigging it. I'm totally wigging it all the way. Yeah. Jugsy, go on, click that link. Who's on a 45-minute break between driving? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Look, Vicky, you're on. It could be a little bit like dipping your toe in the water here. You could come on and just say hello and then go, or have a chat. There's 11 people watching. And because we've got Karen on, we've got my good lady wife watching. She said hello. I'm going to wave back. Vicky said hello. And Mr. Juggins said hello. Sadly, I can't see what link. Oh, the one that's in the chat above. The one that says StreamYard, Vicky. Can't see it. Oh. Right. Okay. Let me... can anybody see that? Can anybody see the link? Let me try it again. I just popped it in the comments. Delta Mike, good evening. How are you? What are you saying, Jugsy? I did have a one-legged man fall out of one earlier at Tyne Dock. Oh dear. Make of that what you will. There you go. Jugsy, you want to watch last week's podcast? How peculiar that you say last week's guest, one of the most I mean, we've had some great chats on here over the last number of months. Last week, out of a train. Oh, crikey. Right, okay. I tell you what, bear with me. I'm going to try something else here and see if we can get this link. You see, this is what happens. Try it. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. What's on your mind, Graham? I tell you what, I'm just going to pop it right onto my... there you go. I'm just going to pop it. I'm just going to put a post on. Here we go. I've just popped the link onto my Facebook page. There we go. I don't know whether or not that'll work. We're organised, eh? Yeah. Oh, really? Is that what you do now? You drive metro trains now? How is that? I bet is it relaxing or is it stressful? What sort of how is yeah? Can you have multiple guests? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we can have a a 3-way, 4-way. Yes, we can have multiple guests. But my good lady wife knows exactly why I'm laughing, because I'm still immature and stupid, and just the mere thought of what I said made me laugh, even if it didn't make anyone else laugh. So, pretty boring, is it? You see, I kind of figured that like, driving a train would be actually quite interesting. Lots of little vandals around. Evening, Charlie Chan. All right, Mr. Barlow, how you doing? That sounds. I know that does sound rude. That's why I was laughing, Vicky, because because I'm just silly. Suit you, sir. Yes, I know. I am. I'm a little bit naughty. I know. Can't be helped. So, yes, that's what I was saying. Darren Juggins was last week's podcast guest, Tyler Saunders, born with one leg. What I did though, works as like a fitness coach now, and his story last week that we shared, just absolutely fantastic. But yeah, there we go. So listen, if people, if anybody wants to click it on the link, and we'll see if anybody wants to come in the studio. If anybody, by the way, I guess there's another option here. If there's anything, anything that you want to ask question wise for me this evening, pop it in the box. If you don't want to come and speak, that's cool as well. What would be really great is if there's anybody watching that thinks that Vicky Franklin should either come on the here with me this evening and just have a quick chat, or in fact, if you'd like to see Vicky on her very own JFDI podcast, then can you pop just a little comment in the box below, because I'm trying to coerce her into coming on. And I've told her why, and so I'll now take it a step further, and I'll tell everybody that's watching why I'd like Vicky to come on, because of the influence, both as professionally as an operator, as a leader, and personally as an influence and an inspiration from when I was a very, very young age, and a bit of a naughty boy. She's one of the very few people with my, with my peer group and kind of in my sort of leadership command that gave me a chance. Not only gave me a chance, but gave me like a second chance and a third chance, and put faith in me, and kind of made me realise at a certain age that there were people that would give you a chance, and some of the other thing is I have to put my hands up and say, listen, some of the stories, some of the things that you're not too boring. Stop saying that. You're absolutely not too boring. And by the way, this wasn't intended tonight. It's come on and just harangue you into coming on. I will stop. If you say no, I'll stop. But some of the stories that you've got that I know, some of the stories you've got about some of the people that have been on here, we know. And people have asked for you. So anyway, listen, I'm going to leave it at that. But you're not too boring. Vicky definitely should do the podcast. See, Delta Mike. Yeah, she definitely should, shouldn't she? Bev, good evening. Yes. I'm not sure. I think, Karen, I think no chance. I think what you mean is you're not coming on. Oh, look, there's a question. Is this a question for me? What products do you use on your hair? Are you shitting me? I'll tell you what I don't use. Actually, I wish I had something to play. I'll tell you what I don't use. I don't use Charlie Chan's. That's what I don't use. Chinese black hair dye, contrary to popular belief. I use a pomade called Uppercut. That's what I use. I do. Yeah, there you go. It's not that interesting. Sometimes it takes longer to do it than others. There you go. What we saying? Liar. What are you saying, Gary Homewood? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. So, for those that are kind of joining us now, like I said, anybody that wants to pop in tonight, say hello, to have a little bit of a chat on air, ask any questions, just shoot the breeze. Hey, listen, if you've got something that you just want to get off your chest and you don't mind people watching, like I said, I'm all for like giving it a bash. There's still no link. It's on my, unless it's just not posting. It should be on my my Facebook page. Dave, actually, do you know what I'll do? I'll tell you what though. Yeah, I popped it on my Facebook home page, so it should be on there. But again, we'll know for next time. Should we do that? Not posting. Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. I know what we'll do. All right, we'll give this a try. Vicky, I am gonna send you the link in Messenger. Sent. And Mr. Delta Mike. I'm going to send it to you as well, and see whether or not we can. Let's see whether or not that works. So what I want, I tell you what I've got. I do have a little bit of news. Yeah. No, it doesn't get you off the hook. I've just sent you the link, Vicky. Good evening, Don. How are we? I hope you and the family are all well. Don Gabrielle, another that thinks she's too boring to come on here. Don will have you on here if you'll come. It would be great. I know you've got some stories as well. Look who's joined me. Evening.
Evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. We're off to a little bit of a start. Look, we've got you on now.
Well, I couldn't leave you hanging there all alone. So let me just grab me water.
I've not normally known for not having something to say though, am I? So I mean,
no, not at all. But I mean, everyone else is adding messages, but no one's actually getting their bras cojones and getting on. And there's a multitude of young ladies out there that they're titter-tottering on the edge, and they just need that gentle, just to get on.
I know. Mrs. Richardson saying good evening to you.
Oh, look, good evening, Karen.
I know.
She's a lovely lady. She really is.
Isn't she? Look, should we go world exclusive here?
What the hell not?
Oh, look who's joined us.
Hey, Vicky.
Technology,
How are you?
it worked. This morning worked for me at all.
It does work.
It
We
does
can't
work.
see you though. Have you?
I did have to come out and go back into your page.
There she
There we
is. How are you?
I'm all right.
I think a big round of applause, Vicky. I know you were a little bit apprehensive about doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You've got a myriad of stories.
Yeah. I don't know. You lot will have to remind me. I think I'm getting old. I've forgotten them all.
I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think
I do.
there's.
Well, I have to do it when my daughter's not here, so they don't know what all my stories.
Well, the thing is, there's been that many people that have asked for us to sit and talk to you. That if we ask people and tell people that, listen, you're coming on. Look, you like music as well, right? So you can do the whole 4 or 5 music choices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's I mean, I've always got loads of questions, but I reckon that we get loads of questions from guests as well. Are you up for it?
Yeah, go on then.
I can speak from experience, Vicky. It is a lovely evening. It really is. And obviously, I think I still hold the record for the longest time.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you do actually. Yeah,
I think that's so. You know, you've got to beat. Is it 1 hour 34 minutes or something like that?
It was it was something like that. Yeah, I think everybody.
It goes like that though.
Everyone thought it would be Mo. Everybody thought that Mo would be on here for about 3 hours.
I think he would have been given the chance.
Yeah, to be fair to him, when we came off air, he was like this. Pinky, that's all my notes that I've not had a chance to use. He had like a book. I was like, well, we'll get you back on. You can tell some more stories. So, Vicky, we'll sort it out.
I don't think I'll have a book. I'll just wing it.
Well, we will sort a date. We'll sort a date. Look, there's lots of people. I don't know whether you can see any of the comments, Vicky and Dave. Look, Karen said, "Yippee, Vicky." Bev, she said, "Go, Vicky." Oh, look who's tuned in to see us tonight, Mr. Hans Ula from the Nasma restaurant. Good evening, Mr. Pinky. Good evening, Mr. Hans. How are you?
From the Nasma restaurant.
That's Hans that owns the Nasma.
Although,
back in the day, and Hans will keep me right. Back in the day, he was just a boy like us. He just worked in the restaurant. But I think he now owns it. I think the Peterhead Nasma closed though. I think there's still one open in. I think there's still one open in Aberdeen, if I'm right.
Yeah.
He'll keep us right. So there we go. Anyway,
that's
there we are.
Good damn fine meals in there.
Oh.
There was some good meals. That was where I first had my first ever chicken korma.
That's not really a curry, though, is it?
Yeah, I know, but that's all I ever have. But I'm happy. If I go off not having a chicken korma, I'm not happy. And all I do is sit there thinking, I wish I'd had a chicken korma. I'd have been happy then. Dunking me naan bread and happy days. But yeah, that's my first one ever from the Nasma in Peterhead.
Wow.
I remember.
Stuff. That's what I mean. They'll be turning up in the droves when they hear me talking like that.
My very first curry was down in Ramsgate when we were down at Ash, and it was when Cy Eakins and Tim Naylor came down on their conversion course, and we went out, and I didn't know what to pick, and they were all going through different dishes, going, "Well, you want to try this, and obviously the fowl was mentioned, or a madras, or a vindaloo." I settled on a chicken Danzak, and it was the best choice I ever made. It was fantastic.
Danzak's great. Danzak's
Yeah.
patio. My first visit to the NASMA was an A-Watch night out, and I remember who was there. It wasn't long after Blades had arrived, so it was we went along with Alf, Gabs, Jez, I think Paul Clayfield. These guys took us down to the NASMA, A-Watch Swing Shift, I think it was. Bernie was there. I think Sarah as well, probably. Karen, were you there? I think she was. And I tried to be Billy Big Boss and ordered a Vindaloo. So the funny thing was, Bladesy did the same. Thing was, my grandpa had introduced me to curries a couple of years before, and I was all right with them. So it was hot for me, but I managed it. And I remember Bladesy like spitting it all over the table because it was so hot. Yeah, no idea. Yeah, oh, they were fab nights, weren't they? Yeah. There we go. There we are. Look, Hans is saying, yeah, NASMA closed, but there's still Asha Indian Aroma still popping every other night for my Cobra beer. Oh, there we go.
The first time I went to the NASMA was when we came up from Neatershead to do or supervise the Aiming Fest, because obviously all the sim team came up to do the exercise controlling, and we went out that night. I think it was Lisa Cosford was there, Frankie was there, Mark Butler, a whole load of us. But that was my very first trip there. But a couple more happened after that as well.
Brilliant. Yeah, there's the days. Listen, we've got a question. I'm gonna fire the question at Vicky, at you first, and then at yourself, Dave. So John Knox is tuned in from Australia. And he says, hey, Pinky, curious to know what else your watchers are doing when they watch live or otherwise. I either watch live whilst getting the kids sorted for school Friday morning in Australia, or I watch on catch-up whilst my youngest swims on a Friday afternoon. John, thank you for tuning in. So, Vicky, what do you normally do when you're watching this on a Thursday night?
I don't know. I'm probably multitasking, doing something else. I don't know. I've some of them I've watched live, and then some I've watched on catch up. So It just depends, because I'm always just busy, just doing netball or cadets or something, and so sometimes I forget, because and then other times I'll just watch them on catch up. So yeah, most of the time if it's live, I'll watch it and have a good laugh.
Yeah, brilliant. Dave, what about you?
Well, it's hard finding time in retirement to find stuff to do. However, normally, no, it's I've got my two younger ones. They go to bed, one at 7:30, one at 8:00. So then it's timing it just right, because they all want me to sit with them for a few minutes. So I sometimes either just miss the beginning or I catch it and I'm listening while they're drifting off. And then I come down and watch the rest of it with young Bella, who's, I don't know if you can see her, there's my little Bella. So she's sat down there at my feet. The other two lads are next door. So I do try and catch them live. If not, I'll more than likely, after I've taken the kids to school, or like this week, they're at summer camp. So I drop them up to summer camp and then do a bit of a walk, and I listen to the podcast while I'm walking around. Obviously, I don't watch it as I'm walking. I just listen to it, and it's just as good, because you get to hear what music people are into and what tunes influence their lives, or what stories have come out of different either genres or specific tunes. And yeah, it's but I do try and make a point of actually catching it live if I can.
Yeah, I quite enjoy doing them live, and it's difficult when there's people on the other side of the world. So I've been speaking to a friend of mine, musician, that I first met at a Roachford concert when he was supporting Rochford in
Wow.
in Glasgow. So I've stayed in touch and actually been to gigs with him, been to gigs with him. I was at his album launch, and so he's going to come on and have a chat. But he's living in the States now, so again, it's like trying to find the balance. But we're gonna mention something. It's a really great question that John's watched, and interesting to see and hear what people are doing or how they're doing it, because I've had a couple of people say to me, it's a shame that it's on Facebook, because you have to have like Facebook open, for example. I don't want to go on Facebook, or when I close my phone, it shuts off. So can I not just get it on like normal podcast channels? So I've decided to bite the bullet, and we're in the process of having it onto Apple Podcasts, Spotify podcasts, and other good podcast providers. So we'll do that soon, and then people can just listen to it.
That'll be good.
Yeah, we're gonna do that at some point soon. There we go. So Vicky, can we get a date penciled in?
See, I knew this would happen. See, I'm on now, and he's got me. He's like,
well,
I was going to reply to you because we did message, and I was going to say, yeah, okay, because you're never going to let me go until I do it anyway, so I may as well do it.
Shall I tell you who's on next week then, Vicky?
Who's on next week?
When you watch next week, you'll be champing at the bit to come on. I guarantee you.
All right. Is it another female?
It is.
Wow.
It is. I have to catch up with her on Tuesday. I don't think I'm going to put her off. But next Thursday at 8 p.m. I should be talking to Coral Rose.
Oh, she's beat me. Oh, shit. That means all my stories will be like duplicated. Like, oh shit.
Not at all. Not at all. You just need to watch that one live and beat her to the punchline.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Right, so we will sort that out. And we'll get you back on. Is there anything that you'd like to share with everybody that's on this evening? Or any messages for let's see. I'll tell you who Mr. Homewood watches the podcast with a glass of wine. How very, very respectable, Gary.
He's changed. Where's the animal gone from him?
Is Gary the one that went to Prestwick and then entered the RAF? No, it was on the HMS Gannet tennis championship.
No, that is that not Gary Haywood?
Right.
Yeah.
I always get the two mixed up.
Gary Haywood's the suave, good-looking one. I'll say that.
I sent Gary the link tonight as well and said, well, "Go on, pop on." He's got to now. He's just been referred to. Suave, and I thought you paid him a compliment, Vicky, but he just said.
What did he say? Up yours, Franklin.
Up yours, Franklin.
I've got glasses on. I can see.
There we go.
Being honest.
Oh, good evening, Kevin O'Neill. You won't know Kev. I used to work with Kev at Sky, watching Celtic. O'Neill up, Kev. Well done with the weight loss. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much indeed.
How many viewers have you got at the moment?
9,000. 9,000. No, 9.
9,000.
Hey, we have
small
to start.
steps. Could be 9,000 before too long.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
Indeed. Yeah. So Vicky, Coral next week. I have 2 other ladies have said that they'll come on.
Oh, see, look, floodgates now. Lisa opened it up for everybody, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah. And what a wonderful sort of open kind of heartfelt,
Oh,
and amusing.
absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
it was great. So yeah, we've got a few more ladies that are going to come on and have a chat.
Yeah.
So
Good.
here we go. Here we go.
Have I got anything to tell you? No.
No.
I'll think of something by then. No, I don't know.
Right. Well, I will pick up with you, and we will we'll sort a date out, and then all you need 4 or 5 songs that have influenced your life or kind of got into your skit. You know the deal. You know the deal.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, lovely to see you tonight. Thank you so much for coming on and saying hello.
That's all right.
I will let you go.
Okay.
I am going to try and see if when you pop. Actually, Vicky, do me a favor before you go. Try and persuade Gary to come on.
Okay. I've got him in a group chat anyway, so I'll get him.
Have you? Say something to him now that might make him want to just pop in tonight.
Okay. All right.
Go on.
All right. Gary, get your ass on here now.
There you go.
Stop messing about.
There we go.
Probably not washed his hair. Probably needs blow drying or something. Do you know what I mean? He's probably not looking his best.
Vicky,
prove me wrong now, Gary. Get on.
Right. See you later.
Right. Bye.
Bye. Right, you. Have you got? Are you going as well?
Well, I've still got a few minutes. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it was lovely to see Knox's watching this from the far side of the planet. He's a lovely bloke. I wonder if he's still got his curtains. Last time I saw him, I think he had more or less shaved it down anyway. But I'm sure he hasn't gone quite my route of the hairless type yet. But the best thing I ever heard come out of Knox's mouth, and this is when we were in Cyprus. He won't mind me saying this. He was absolutely bladdered, and he stood there with Jock Thompson, and he's got his arm round Jock Thompson like this, and he goes, "Here, Bill, I bet you've stuck some ale in your town." And Bill's like looking at him, going, "The fuck what about?" And he just wouldn't let it lie. He wouldn't let it lie. And then it was just after that where he found that toilet.
Ah, yes.
Yes. The very drunken night. But yeah.
Do you have a Jock Thompson story?
Not really. I mean, I was on one ACC with him, but I tried to stay well out of his way. He was always in charge of Tent City. Do you remember how the setup was? So you had like sort of Tent City and the main bulk of the detachment somewhere else, and then the radar crew up at the top of a mountain somewhere. And I was always with the radar. There was myself, Saikins was normally there. There was just a few of us that always went with the radar, and I was one of them. I think Mo came with us a couple of times as well. But so we were always well away from Jock. And when we were back at Bulmer, again, I just tried to stay out of his way. He's one of these people you just don't want to mess with. He had a reputation for a reason, and but I mean that was the thing back in the day. You had sort of leaders that might have been mad as March hares, but you didn't brush the wrong side of them, shall we say? I mean, Vince Lovegrove as well. Another one you didn't want to mess with, but utter respect to the guy. I personally just didn't try to get on the wrong side of people. I was a good boy to all intents and purposes most of the time. Well, I just didn't get caught like you.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There you go. Look, Noxie said, "No curtains, mate. Crew cut now."
Have you still got bandy legs?
He's asking if you remember playing "Take That" on your guitar in the block at Bulmer.
Yes, yeah. Especially for him.
I remember a story about John Knox. I can't tell it though, and he'll know what I mean there. It involved one of his detachments to Buchan. I think him and Russ. I'm sure it was him and Russ. and it was a night after the Sports and Social. That's all I can say, really. That's all I can say. Yes. Yeah, look,
Is it?
still bandy legs.
Still bandy legs, excellent. Oh, miss you guys.
Yeah, there you go. So, Mr. Thompson, there's two things I remember. The one that I liked most was a story that I'd never heard. I'd never heard this story until Steve O'Neill asked me about helping him publish his memoirs from Kosovo to Kandahar.
Yeah.
A march through the ranks, and when I was reading it,
that's available on Amazon, isn't it?
No, we took it off Amazon because they were just taking all the money.
Oh.
So if anybody wants a copy of Steve's book, you'd speak to him directly, or me. Nice, because I've got about 100 copies of them up here in the loft.
Can you get a 2-for-1 with the Disappearing Scotsman?
We could probably work something out. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get plugged more shameless advertising.
However, in Steve's book, there's actually a bit when he's talking to Jock Thompson. I think it's like when he's coming off shift one day, and he was talking to him, and they went past the gate guard, and I was on the gate guard, and I think Steve's words was, I was standing there looking forlorn. And there ensued a conversation between Jock Thompson and Stevie O'Neill about how I'd probably just had a dressing down from my then girlfriend, Mrs. Richardson, which kind of happened quite a bit back in those days. Actually, to be fair, still does. I still get told when I'm being a dick, which is pretty much every day, dear. And I think Steve said in his book at that time that was like his first introduction. I don't think he knew me at the time, and that was his first introduction to this dude called Pinky. So there you go. Anyway, right. Well, listen.
Have you not got any other guests want to pop in?
Well,
and I can bow out.
Well, Gary said he would come on, but he can't get on his phone.
I'm on my phone.
That's a pish excuse, Gary Homewood.
You just have to come out, go into Pinky's Facebook page, and the link's there.
Yeah, you can get on here. Fine, well, you can. I don't know who else have we got on. Let me see. Let me shout out a few names. Vicky, lovely to see you. Bev, are you gonna pop in and say hello? Karen's already said no. Very good memories, Pinky. Yes, I'll appreciate your confidence. Yeah, you know, mate. You know. There we go. Listen, Dave, I'll let you go because I just wanted to see how this worked tonight. And it's 9:10. I was only going to stay on half an hour, but people.
Well, it's worked.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a laugh. Lesson learned. Get the link ready earlier so that people can see it. I think I'll do that next time.
Well, as I say, I was watching the show live. I came out, went into your Facebook page. Obviously, the link was on that one. I clicked that. Then I had to go. Well, it came up on my internet on my phone. But yeah, this is me on my phone. It does work. Anyone can do it. All those ladies, even Karen could, if she really wanted to.
Karen could even. Oh, look.
There's nothing wrong with jammies.
What's wrong with that, Bev? Maybe another. Nah, what's wrong with tonight? As long as you're dressed, for goodness sake.
I haven't even done my hair.
And Dave, we had that FaceTime call just before we came on here, so I know that you're actually not even wearing anything below the waist.
Don't tell all. Right, I'm going to bow out. I'm going to carry on watching live just for a few more minutes until you close it down in case anyone else does come on. But Bev, you've got to get on here.
All right. Brilliant. Thank you for popping on, mate. Great to see you.
No worries. Peace out. Love to all.
Speak to you later. Bye. Karen, get up here.
No thanks.
I'll send you the link.
It's okay, don't need it.
Good lady wife is having absolutely none of it. All right, listen, that's been brilliant tonight. We need to sort something out with the link. What do we think? Should we do this again? Provide the link, and then actually it gives people a chance to think of anything that they might want to come on and chat about. For anybody that doesn't fancy coming on to the JFDI podcast and doing the whole tune things, maybe we can do this, once a month or something like that, and we'll see if we can get people to pop in and just have a bit of a chat. Yes, thank you, Vicky. Brilliant. Totally. Yes, definitely. Right, let's do it. And keep an eye. I will let you know when we're into Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because that should maybe just help spread the word a little bit. And the other thing, remember, if there's anybody that you would like to see on here, then let me know who you would like to see me talking to. I did think it would be brilliant because his name's been mentioned so many times. It would be wonderful to have that legendary warrant officer, Bill Jock Thompson. But I'm not really sure how that would happen. I'm sure that there must be somebody watching that knows how I could get in touch with them and maybe put in a good word for me. The last time I saw the man was, I think, in a bar in Alnwick when I was on FT. And I'm pretty sure that I was with Ross Conlon Doyle. Almost certain I was. God rest his soul. So listen, who would you like to see me talking to? And we'll do this again for sure. What I'll do is I've got on the High G's page. What I've done is I've put a post on there with all of the first, if you will, 27 episodes. So I've called that the archive now, and I'll start another post and we'll get the schedule for the upcoming weeks in there, and hopefully we can get some of the people that you'd like me to chat to, and we'll do some more of these as well. So thank you all very much for tuning in. That's been great. Thanks for the comments. Gary, yes. I think he still lives near Ellen. Okay. There we go. I shall have to see what we can do. Who knows, eh? Who knows? You should get Juliet Bryce on here as well. Well, now there's a good shout. There is a good shout. Right. Okay, listen, thank you all very much indeed for tuning in. Next Thursday night, 8 p.m, Coral Rose is going to be joining me on the JFDI podcast, and I can't wait. So I shall speak to you soon. I'm sure there was something else that I had to say. Can't remember what it was. Can't remember. Must have been a lie, eh? All right. See you later. Good night.